Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Good day. I'm here playing some Elder Scrolls Online. Part 9, I guess, but I'm on a new character that I created the other day. He is going to be a lizard sorcerer. He's like level 3 right now. His name is Rubspeed on Carpet. He is going to be a magic sorcerer, lightning destruction staff, and then getting into storm calling when he hits level 15. I've already got him dabbling in the powers so I can start leveling that skill tree. That's going to be his only 2 powers. Destruction Staff, Storm Calling. It kind of goes with the name. Rubspeed on Carpet, static electricity. Boom. And I've got one character, Vanessa, on the top. She is dabbling in all kinds of sorcerer stuff. A build that a friend of mine recommended to me for PvP and PvE. I was wanting to really stick to just lightning and healing on her, but apparently that is a more destructive character. But I'm on here, decided to do some streaming and playing. I'm gonna share my stream real quick. Gotta love those thumbnails. It's always a damn picture of my cover page on my YouTube channel. No freaking wonder. My internet is connected to my second Wi-Fi because my Ring and Amazon devices can't seem to connect to my main Wi-Fi. So I had to have 2 ones. I have 5G and I have a 2G. But some of the Ring items in my house have a hard time connecting to the 5G. Different technology. Wonderful. Oh yeah, I'm trying to share this on Discord. That's a bit better of a thumbnail. Hang on, I'm about to sneeze. I barely sneeze all day. I come home, I get on my game, trying to stream, and then I start sneezing left and right.
The last time we spoke, it was about the men with the job postings. A pair of wolves in sheep's clothing, trying to blend in, but still off around the edges. Same with their horses, sheared mountain mares. Come from the Reach, I wager.
A friend of hers came up to me near Solitude. I'm in Western Skyrim right now, on my Rub's feet and carpet, on carpet. And I ran into a quest guy. He was like bleeding and dying and gave me a bunch of papers saying that somebody was trying to kill somebody and bad people. were after him. He'd already been stabbed, and it's a big conspiracy and mystery going on. So I came down here to talk to her, and she was a little suspicious at first because she didn't know who I was. Job postings.
Flyers. They were hanging them at the inn around the city. Something about a lucrative opportunity in the Druidek Mountains. I really did not pay them a lot of attention. I was more interested in the men distributing them.
So what are you going to do now? Go to Disneyland?
Take Brondle's horse and run before someone less friendly comes to find me. Braun was going to take me back east after he finished here. I want to live where strangers are welcomed with a smile instead of a scowl. I hear Wilhelm is like that.
Not much. Just now do a little streaming today. Gonna go get some Chinese food later for dinner and just kind of relax. Tomorrow morning at 11:30. Well, we gotta be at the vet at 11:30 to have Mr. Jack looked at. He's got, I don't know if you saw some other videos where I was talking about it. He's got another tumor, I think, in his throat, right there near his Adam's apple. It's really big and a lot of play, so I don't think it's his Adam's apple. Too much play with it. And there may be another one growing in there too, but Cindy thinks that's his Adam's apple, but I don't think so. We're pretty sure it's a tumor because it wasn't there about a week or so after his surgery. Now he's got this huge bulge behind his skin on his neck. And the skin around his neck's really loose because he's part Shar-Pei. They got a lot of skin. And we didn't notice that before. But I don't think we're going to have the money to afford another $4,000 surgery to have more tumors removed off of his inside of his body. And this one's actually inside his neck, between his throat and his skin on his neck. That's a bit more work, I guess, for lack of better words. We're still paying off $2,000 from when he had his first surgery. So that's gonna be going on tomorrow, and got possibly one other errand to run tomorrow after that. Before we get to come back home and enjoy the rest of our day. But anyway, are the people here that suspicious of strangers?
We're stuck between the despot of Markarth and the Skald King of the East. Both sniff around like wolves, waiting for a moment of weakness to strike. Not a day goes by without a threat of war. It is exhausting living this way.
You think those men were trying to hide where they came from?
They'd be wise to. The only time Reachman and Nords meet is to kill each other. I always heard they were raiders and barbarians. No interest in honest labor, or writing for that matter. Not the sort to post job notices.
What do you think they really want?
Who knows? Maybe they really do need laborers. Can't imagine Reachman would hire Nords, so. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
No. I just got a quest. I'm playing a new character that I created last week before I went to bed. He's an Argonian, kind of bipedal lizard guy. He's going to be a sorcerer with electric powers, abilities. Storm calling and lightning staff with destruction staff. And his name is Rubspeed on Carpet. That's his name. Kind of a play on words, because you get static electricity from rubbing your feet on carpet. And he's got lightning abilities, powers. He's a lightning sorcerer. I thought that would be funny. Apparently, I've got a couple of laughs already from my friends in my guild, so I told them about my character I created. They laughed at me. I gotta go here to this swamp-looking area. I was looking online today because I've been kind of wanting to get another dog. Not because we're probably going to lose Jack in a year or two. Hopefully Jack will live out the rest of his life and those things in his neck won't get any bigger, but I'm the one wanting to get a full mastiff. But, man, breeders, they sell these puppies and they're like $800, $1,500, $4,000, depending on who you shop from. And the one website I looked at, they wanted like $1,500 for this 6-week-old pup named Duke. Alright, I'll just swim across the water. And they live in like somewhere in Illinois. I can't remember the city, but it's like almost an 8-hour drive, around 7 hours. So like if we were to go pick the dog up. That's a weekend drive right there. We don't even have the money to purchase a pup like that, but I would love to. They didn't have all these bills. Probably not going to be able to get another dog for a while. Well, that's a friggin' like a living tree kind of thing. There's a letter to Lyris tucked between the covers. Watch me get attacked while I'm trying to read this. Lyris, if you're reading this, I never made it to our meeting at the Blue Palace. I'm likely either dead or in the dungeon, but I was able to send word your way. I don't have solid proof that the Ice Reach Coven you're hunting is in Havengar Hold, but something's rotten in the capital city of Solitude. I know I'm on the right trail. Unfortunately, it seems they know it too. I wish I had more information for you. I'm sorry. Bring what I found to Queen Gerald. She's more level-headed than High King. Without her influence, I doubt you'll even be allowed to see the High King. Savargrin. Grondold. Yeah, that was the guy who got killed, who I got the quest from. The journal itself reads as follows, and I'm being attacked. I got a vampire. Nope. I thought it was a vampire bear. There's like vampire bears and vampire animals in this part of Tamriel. Damn. I hate when that happens. Of course I was. This assignment is going to be more challenging than I anticipated. Locals are suspicious of strangers. Guards always seem to be watching. Even in a city the size of Solitude, which is a big city. Even among Nords, I stick out like a sore thumb. Maybe one contact at the royal stables. A young woman named Coven, starry-eyed, naive, told her to keep watch for unusual travelers. That was the young lady I was talking to. No one else is talking. I'm going to settle into a routine, get people used to seeing me around. Everything passes through the Lonely Troll at some point. It's the best place in the city to talk to the locals and learn what's going on. There's an orc that frequents the establishment. Goes by the name of Mog. He seems willing to talk as long as you keep his mug filled. If anyone knows something about the Ice Reach Coven, I'm sure to find them in the Lonely Troll. Any trust I built up with the locals evaporated at the mere mention of witches. Won't say a word about them, unless you count prayers to the gods. I guess they take the dark magic more seriously this close to the Reach, but they'd rather shut their ears to it than court misfortune. Coburn came through for me. Said some rug types arrived on mountain mares, trying a little too hard to be noticed. They put up postings all around town, recruiting something. Sharp girl. Recruitment flyers stuffed between the pages. Laborers and craft workers needed. Brave folks sought for distant and dangerous work in uncharted territory beyond the Drodach Mountains. Travel mandatory, food and lodging provided. A year-long commitment required, with reward to match the risk. Inquire the Lonely Troll Inn in Solitude. Not scribbled, note scribbled at the bottom of the flyer. Seems posted across the road. What's going on outside this book here? Nobody seems to know what all of the labor's for, or where it's needed. Journal continues. I noticed Red Guard ships making regular stops at the dock here. Considering my chilly reception, I find it curious. Cost me a good bit of gold, but the local snitch Krega would I found gambling in an alley provided a solid lead. Red Guard mariners are bringing shipments up from Centennial. Manifestate housewares. Crews look more like mercenaries than traders. She saw one discreetly marking some of the crates. Think I'll poke around. Tried to grab what was inside. Ah. Really? There's two other people standing there, and then she attacked me. Now she has a bear. Hey, like that, Spriggan? Fire on you? You evil brute. I'm gonna go over here. Tried to grab what was inside, but I got caught and slipped from my hand before I could wrest it from the crate. I managed to lose the thugs who were after me. I'm just hoping they never got a good look at me. Supposed to meet with Lyra's Titanborn before her audience with Queen Gerald at the Blue Palace. Tell her what I found so she can convince High King Serum Savadram that there's a threat to the domain. All I got is suspicions, nothing solid. I've heard the High Queen rules with a lighter touch. She might be the sympathetic ear that gets us in the door. Alright, now I gotta go talk to Lyris. This character started out different than my Vanessa character or my Thunder the Unstoppable. He hasn't been killed yet and sent to Cold Harbor. He hasn't met the old prophet yet. Varen, as he's come to be known. There's Solitude up there. It's on top of this, I don't know what you call that. Not sure what the right word to describe such a archaeological formation on the ground, on the planet. Rock that reaches over the ocean or the river and has an archway like that. I don't know what you call that. I'm sure there's a word for it, but I don't think I've ever heard such a word. Not even in school. I didn't study too hard on geological formations on the Earth and stuff. I don't know if it'd be called similar to the rock formations out in the Mojave Desert, and like Arkansas or Nevada. Those like where they filmed all those old all those cowboy movies back in the day. I went to the store on my way home, got some pork chops and some green beans and Mexican corn and some asparagus. I love asparagus. Cindy's not too fond of it, but I love it. We pretty much love the same stuff, except I'd say there's two things that she loves that I can't stand. Well, okra, she loves okra, like fried okra. It's okay. I don't crave it, but she loves meatloaf, and just the thought of it makes me sick to my stomach. I like spinach and asparagus, but she doesn't. She can eat asparagus, but she's not too fond of it, and she thinks spinach is gross. My parents used to make me eat meatloaf all the time growing up, but I couldn't ever stand it. Alright. Lyra's Titanborn hasn't met this character yet. It's like a different story. Like, intro to. In the beginning, when this game launched, everyone had the same start to the game. Everyone had the same tutorial training thing in the beginning. You like wake up in a cell in Coldharbour, hell, and then Lyra just happens to come rescue you out of a cell, and that the prophet had told her about your character, and where to find you, and that she needs your help to go rescue the prophet because he's being held prisoner inside Coldharbour. You rescue the prophet. Lyris has to trade places with him because of the type of prison he was being held in requires a live soul. I don't know why. I mean, who was in it before the prophet? If it has to have a live person. I don't know. But, so you and Prophet escape. You get separated. He ends up and goes inside that cave that you find him in. You end up, like, on an island.
This is wearisome indeed.
trying to find it. Oh, sorry. Greyholm, maybe that. I'm not sure, but it's an island. Yeah, Bleak Rock. Yeah, it's right here. This small little island right here. That's where my Vanessa character and Thunder the Unstoppable ended up. Because I created him like a few years ago, and I quit playing. Especially my Vanessa character. So they'd get a whole different start on the game with a different storyline. And then you end up traveling to Stone Falls. From there, if you get off the Bleak's Rock. Yeah, Bleak Rock. And then like here it is. The Covenant experience. That's conspiracy. That's what I'm doing now. It's either that one, the Dragon Guard's Legacy, or the Demon Weapon. I can't remember. But one of them leads you to a town, and there's a guy like tied up, and his mouth is covered, and he's like trying to tell you it's a trap, and you end up getting killed, sent to Cold Harbor. That's how you do that storyline. But in the beginning, when you create your character, you just ended up there in Cold Harbor. You're not sure how you were caught or anything. Alright, Lyris, where you at? Talk to Lyris. It says to go out here. I thought she'd be in this bar. Went in here for no reason. This bar is actually in the game Skyrim, in this town. Solitude. Oh. I remember where she is at now.
Sometimes a lie saves a ton of explanation. What do you want?
I made me a lightning staff, but I gotta hit level 4 first.
So hungry.
Oh, poor baby.
A fascinating application of the technique.
So, how you doing, Lan? How's your week been thus far?
No complaints.
Cool. you see the trailer for the new Hawkeye show coming on Disney Plus in Christmas in December? Looks pretty good.
I'm accustomed to stairs, but I reached my threshold for gawkers a long time ago. Move along. I'm waiting for someone.
I wanted to tell somebody that I'm accustomed to stairs, but I've reached the threshold of gawkers a long time ago. Move along. I'm waiting for somebody. Brondel isn't coming. He's dead.
He's what? Damn it. Queen Gerhild will be here at any moment. Look, Her Highness is expecting to talk to me and my contact. I need you to pretend to be that contact, or this will go very badly.
What's this all about?
We can exchange intimate details of our lives later. Right now, just know that the safety of all of Skyrim, maybe even all of Tamriel, depends on how this meeting goes. So follow my lead and be on your best behavior with Her Highness.
Follow your lead with what?
Lyris Titanborn. Your reputation is known even here in the West. Is this one of your famed companions?
No, but I assure you my partner is one of the Skald King's best. Go introduce yourself, partner.
I am Gerhild, Queen of Skyrim.
Yeah.
Gerhild.
Allow me
I'm
to
not
welcome
that
you
interested.
on behalf of
Yeah?
our kingdom, our city, and our hold.
Yeah.
Who
And
might you be?
Not a big fan of Hawkeye. Can't remember his name. The character name. Rubs feet on carpet, Your Majesty. And I rub my feet a lot on carpet. A lot.
The letter that preceded your arrival said an attempt was made on the Skald King's life. It indicated that High King Svargrim would be next. My husband took that as an accusation and a threat.
Something.
He will not meet with you, but I will hear you out.
Clint Barton. Man, I was way off. What are you more excited about coming in the future on Disney Plus? There's a Miss Marvel I heard rumors about. The girl from the video game that I played that has the stretchy arms and legs and stuff. There's a She-Hulk in the works. And I heard, what's his name that played Hulk is going to be having cameos in the show from time to time. Most likely, definitely in the first episode. And I know they're going to do a second season of What If. But that's all I can remember at this very moment. But anyway, I've witnessed some concerning things since I arrived here, Your Majesty.
Have you anything that would persuade my husband? It will take some substantial evidence to convince High King Svargrim to heed the words of the hated Yoren, the Skald King.
There's evidence of Reachman activity around Solitude.
Reachman transgressions will not be enough for Svargrim to accept outside help. He's a prideful man, and the bad blood between him and Yoren runs deep. I will speak on your behalf, but you and Lyris will need to bring me proof he cannot ignore.
We'll find that proof, Your Majesty.
Thank you for alerting me to this situation. I am eager to see what else you uncover. I will do what I can, but be as discreet as possible. If you run afoul of my husband, he won't hesitate to return you to Yoren, and not necessarily in one piece.
Why is there bad blood between the High King Svargrim and Yoren the Skald King?
Eastern and Western Skyrim have been at odds since the kingdom was divided. Yoren's ambitions for the Ruby Throne, however, have created a new level of tension. Forming alliances and raising armies for conquest. Should we not be wary of such a man?
Zavagrim thinks Joran wants to take over his kingdom?
Frankly, yes. He believes Joran hasn't marched here with an army as yet, because the Western holds are firmly united against Pact rule. My husband is certain Joran plots to erode those allegiances. You will not easily earn the High King's trust.
Well, what sort of proof will persuade the High King to listen?
You must convince my husband that a threat greater than Joran exists. Further, this threat must directly imperil the High King. Find proof of this, and I will assist you how I can. Helping to keep our hold safe will also allay his concerns.
What we've found so far isn't enough?
It's enough for me to believe your intentions are sincere.
Okay.
Learn more about these suspicious activities you mentioned. Then bring it to me. If this threat is as dangerous as Joran claims, prove it, and I will make my husband listen to reason.
I wonder what actress they have, if they've hired an actress to play Miss Marvel for the Miss Marvel show. This is why I hate snacking on things while live streaming. I don't like talking with my mouth full, so I try to get everything out of my mouth before I start speaking. And it feels like I take forever, to me personally. Plus, this microphone picks up like everything.
Looking for to She-Hulk and Ms. Marvel.
Cool. Yeah, me too. I never read any She-Hulk or Miss Marvel when I was a kid. But I knew they existed, but my parents didn't buy me a whole lot of comic books. I had Spider-Man and X-Men. I had more X-Men than anything.
Ms. Marvel.
Iman Vellini? I'll have to see a picture of her to see what she looks like. Never heard of her. I mostly was, my parents mostly bought me the X-Men. I had a few Spider-Man comics, but the stories they were separate stories. Parts of separate stories. I think one comic book I had was a Ghost Rider versus Wolverine comic book. I still got them somewhere in my computer room, in like protective sleeves, and a bunch of
Ms.
cheesy
Marvel
knockoff
was
comics.
just created in 2013.
Really? Wow. Interesting. That's cool. A soldier accused me of being a spy. Are your people always so suspicious?
My deepest apologies. Between the Reach to our south and the Ebonheart Pack to the east, our soldiers have come to see all outsiders as a potential threat. I will look into this. Vigilance cannot be allowed to become a bludgeon.
Okay.
You handled that better than I expected. Now what in Mara's name happened to Brondald?
He was fleeing a pursuit and gave me a bundle of papers before he died.
Damn. Lucky thing he found you. Brondald was supposed to get the lay of the land before I got here. Without his information, my work for Joran the Skald King could be over before it begins. What did he give you? Hand it over.
Here's everything I found.
Smugglers and Reachmen up to illicit business. Nothing unusual there, but Brondald thought it could be connected to the Coven. I'm short a good investigator, and you stepped into the role easily enough. Can I count on you to help me with this?
What do you need me to do?
Brondald mentioned some locals we should have a talk with. A snitch named Grega who likes to gamble in back alleys, and an orc named Mog who frequents the Lonely Troll Inn. Let's find them and see what they can tell us.
Can you tell me what this is all about? I'm still, fumbling around in the dark.
Succinctly? No, but I'll try. The Icereach Coven recently attacked the Skald King. We learned they're planning something in western Skyrim as well. So Yoren sent me to warn them. Beyond that, we have the leads Brondvold found, and that's about it.
Can you tell me about the Ice Reach Coven?
Reach witches from an island to the north in the Sea of Ghosts. Nords drove their kind out of Skyrim a long time ago, and we thought they were gone forever. Seems we were wrong.
Why did Joran send you to help Sovgrim? They obviously have bad history.
While it's true that Svargrim and Yoren don't get along, the Skald King doesn't want something terrible to befall Western Skyrim. That would be bad for the East as well as the West. Besides, Yoren was hoping for an opportunity to improve relations.
Who are you again?
Lyris Titanborn.
Lyris.
I was one of Emperor Varen's 5 companions. Currently, I serve Yoren the Skald King. Skyrim's my home, and I'll do whatever's necessary to protect it. Whoever's behind these threats will regret it, as soon as we identify them.
She said I was one of Emperor Varen's 5 companions. It's like she's no longer... Well... I guess technically the story hasn't happened yet. The one that my other 2 characters were involved in. The Queen recognized you.
This axe and I have been all over Tamriel, to oblivion and back on more than one occasion for that matter. I've earned my reputation. Yoren hoped my fame might persuade Svargrim to grant me an audience, but it seems to be working against me.
What makes you say that?
Most of the tales of my exploits involve the liberal application of the blade of my axe. Svargrim must think Yoren sent me here to strong-arm him into joining the Pact. He's wrong, but I'd probably jump to the same conclusion.
How do we know the smugglers and Reachmen are even connected?
We don't, but it's all we've got. Even if they aren't connected to the Ice Reach Coven, taking care of a few of Svargrim's problems might earn us some goodwill. Now, let's go check out the back alleys and the Lonely Troll Inn.
Alright. I just pray and hope.
Castle Dower is a monument to the Western spirit. Stony and cheerless. Maybe the new tower will liven up the place.
You turn on the subtitles. I pray that my wife and I don't get sick again from the COVID or the other Delta variant crap. I don't want to be spending any more time in the hospital anytime soon. I don't want to miss any more Christmases or New Year's. I've never in my life had a bad Christmas. Experienced a bad Christmas. And last year was definitely a bad Christmas. I didn't even realize
Mog. I have questions.
it was Christmas.
Questions? Happy to oblige. Buy a few rounds and let's chat.
You're going to answer me, Orc, or...
Hey! Nobody intimidates my friends.
Princess Svana.
Who gave you the right to walk in here and bully my friend? Did my father send you?
Why would your father send someone to bully Mog?
Because he doesn't like Mog. But I like Mog. Mog doesn't care that I'm a princess, and it doesn't matter to me that Mog's a scoundrel. If my father didn't send you, why are you threatening my friend?
We wanted to ask if he saw the people putting up the job postings.
Smelly bastards. Cheap, too. Wouldn't buy us a drink. They hung their flyers and left without saying a word. Then, a different smelly bastard showed up to sign on workers. He was a charmer, though.
You remember anything else about this charmer?
His breeches fit well. And he was handsome. Not a Nord. Breton, maybe. I didn't really listen to what he was saying. A half-dozen workers left with him. Off to the Drudok Mountains or someplace. He hasn't been back since.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Let's talk outside, partner.
She's very tall. But, like, when I was in the hospital the first week, I was so drugged up on all kinds of medicine, I didn't even realize it was Christmas Day. No one told me Merry Christmas or told me it was Christmas. I was pretty drugged.
Not how I expected that to go. Thanks for smoothing things over. Hard to believe we ran into her royal princess in the local drinking hall. We should pay a visit to Grega before we wander out into the wilds in search of this mysterious Breton.
Well,
Well, I heard they're gonna rumors that they might cancel Mandalorian after the 3rd season because the actor who's playing Mandalorian, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He's also shooting an HBO TV series based off the video game The Last of Us. He's playing the character Joel. And apparently he's more tied up right now doing that than doing his Mandalorian character.
Hello there.
Hey, don't step on the dice. There a reason you're interrupting our game, pork face?
Grondold said you might know something about the smuggled excuse me, goods from Centennial.
Don't know any Brondold. Don't know you. Either way, I got nothing to tell you.
You won't talk to me?
I'm on a winning streak.
You won't talk to me? You can talk to my large friend over here with the big axe.
My friend asked nicely. Talk, or the next thing to roll will be your heads.
Kasala! She handles all the smuggling in Solitude. Her warehouse is on the docks.
That wasn't so hard. Come on, partner. We're done here.
You should follow me around everywhere, Lars. You have a very, you're very intimidating. I would never cross your path.
So we've got a mysterious Breton possibly working with Reachmen, recruiting workers for some unknown purpose. Plus there's a smuggler hiding unknown contraband in a warehouse down by the docks. I say we deal with the smuggler first.
Why the smuggler?
We know where to find her, and we more or less know what she's up to. And if the two are connected, maybe the smuggler can help us narrow our search for the Breton. Ready to visit Casella's warehouse?
Yep, let's go. Wherever it may be. Either it's up this way.
What is it?
Lan, were you a big Voltron watcher in the 80s? Did you watch the new Voltron cartoon on Netflix that came out a few years ago? Cindy and I never did get to the whole series, but we're definitely big Voltron fans. I've always wanted to see a live-action Voltron movie, kind of like how they did Transformers, but not done by Michael Bay. I don't want his hands anywhere near that film. Maybe the people who did the last Bumblebee Transformer movie could do Voltron. But I don't think anyone right now is working on a Voltron movie. It'd be cool if she got on a horse.
One of the original Voltron.
Yeah. I loved that show growing up, man. My parents had bought me the set when I was a kid. They had the metal die casting and everything. I still have it too. It's actually one of the only toys I still have from my childhood that my parents didn't get rid of. It's somewhere in my computer room. And I bought the new Voltron. The new Voltron from the show, the Netflix show, he's huge compared to the old Voltron.
That's Kasala's warehouse. Only one sentry. Let's try not to cause a scene.
Private property. Get lost. Wait. A half-giant? Is that Lyris Titanborn?
You know Lyris?
Blood and Blade. Everyone knows Lyris Titanborn. What a woman. She's even larger than I imagined. No wonder she fought Swordmaster Sai Sahan to a draw. Wait, is he here too?
No, just us. We need to talk to Kasala.
Until Kasala returns, I'd be happy to keep Fair Lyris company in her stead.
Perhaps we could wait inside.
Alas, Kasala doesn't allow visitors when she isn't here to conduct business. But we can wait out here. Do you think Lyris would autograph my ancestral scabbard? It would mean so much to my son. When I have one. Do you know if Lyris is betrothed?
I'm not sure, but if you get your scabbard, she'd be happy to autograph.
Oh, thank you, thank you! You don't know how much this means to me.
I don't know what you said to him, but this is our chance. Try the lock.
Lyris can replace broken lockpicks. Cool.
Good job with the sentry. You got rid of him and I didn't have to bash him or anything. See if you can pick the lock while I keep watch.
I don't think I have any lockpicks. I got two. Cannot use that door right now. Oh, here we go. Just before the thing starts to wiggle, you gotta let go of the R2 controller button. There we go, and level 2. Awesome.
See what's in those marked crates. I'll watch the door.
Got new britches. Ashen bones. Ritual fetishes.
Return. Brought muscle this time, I see.
More than you. Care to try me?
I'll pass. I just want to know who's been meddling in my business. I had a feeling it wasn't just an opportunistic thief trying to steal my cargo. What are you after?
Proof of a plot against the High King. Care to explain what's in these crates?
A plot against the High King? Involving plundered antiquities from Hammerfell? Preposterous. I'm simply facilitating a transaction between treasure hunters and a rich collector. So, who am I paying the bribe to? You or the High King?
What about these reach fetishes?
Give me that! Tribal craft's my arse. I told that son of a skeever I don't deal in arcane goods, especially ones from the Reach. Nothing but sorrow comes from such business. This isn't cursed, is it?
Who hired you to smuggle this?
No name, just instructions and gold. Shipments come in, I make sure no one looks too closely and wait for a pickup. Never see same face twice. Last time it was a smooth-talking Breton with Nord laborers in tow. You want more? I need assurances.
I'm sure we can work something out.
They're taking the cargo to an abandoned lodge in the foothills north of Solitude. Occasionally used it myself when the city guard was being thorough. Want to catch them? Start there. If that's all, we're leaving. I'm not losing my head over this.
Can you tell me anything else about the Breton and the laborers?
The Breton was sly. Handsome even. Thought he could charm me into taking on additional shipments. Now that I know what's involved, the trouble isn't worth it. The Nords were local, hired hands from the Lonely Troll.
You never check your cargo?
I'm paid not to ask too many questions. This arrangement was a lucrative one. I trusted them, but it seems they took advantage of my natural greed. That won't happen again.
Brondeld had good instincts. We're definitely onto something. Our mystery buyer is hiring locals to haul these urns and reach fetishes out of the city. But for what purpose?
Some sort of ritual, maybe?
Without a doubt. The Coven's attack on Yoren involved a ritual. Why hire locals, though? Seems like an unnecessary risk. And how does the Breton figure in? I suppose using different people draws less attention. Something doesn't feel right.
Should we check that abandoned lodge?
No reason not to. Head there while I circle around from the other direction in case they're already on the move. Just be careful. I'd rather not lose another partner before we actually figure out what we're up against.
See you at the lodge.
Give your sentry my best, and tell him I owe him an autograph.
Oh, he's gonna get more than an autograph if I see him again.
Castle Thorn. I like the sun glare. It's cool. That guy looks like he's a full Dremora summoner, sorcerer. Or Daedric summoning. Yeah. I can switch over to my new... It's not as cool as the Aldmiri Exile staff there. Maybe one day in the future, I'll have the ability to make that kind of staff for myself. Have my own personal touch on how my character looks. As I was saying earlier, I don't want to go through COVID again. I talked to a construction worker today. Him and his wife have had the COVID like 3 or 4 times. Since like March of last year. I was like, damn, man. And he's still alive. Obviously, because I talked to him. I was like, yeah. He said when he first got it, He couldn't move his legs for like 2 weeks. I was like, damn. I didn't get that kind of side effect from COVID. I don't want to miss no Christmases anymore. My wife was like so worried and sad. She told me she had nights where she just cried like crazy.
A swagger. I have more than I need, so I'll just feast on you.
I didn't catch no, there's a small percentage chance of getting the vampire, being inflicted with the vampire curse by being attacked by a vampire NPC. Hello? I wouldn't mind living in a cabin like this. Or something similar. Have a fireplace on one side and a place to sleep. Pentarch Lazarus. Preparations are complete, my Brunton brethren. We are ready to begin the ritual. Send the latest shipment to Kelreath Temple. Sister Abrit will put everything to good use. You have done well. Await my next command. R. Got a nice rack. Jasmine tea in the wine rack. Might be some good tea. We need to catch up on the Bad Batch Star Wars characters. Hadn't watched any in the last few weeks. Epic acquired trophy round. She killed her
over here, partner.
Wow. No?
All I found were these Reachmen stalking the pass. Decided they'd rather die than talk, so I obliged. They don't look like they're from Icereach, but they are wearing the Coven's medallions. Anyway, did you find the lodge?
Yeah, it was empty. But I found a letter for the Britain. Orders to send the shipment to Kilcreath.
Kilcreath?
Yeah.
The temple to Meridia?
Mm-hmm.
Why would the Icereach Coven target a local Daedra cult?
I don't know. The letter said they were ready to start the ritual as soon as they received the shipment.
Damn, we're running out of time. I'll head back to Solitude and try again to warn High King Svargrim. You go to Kilcreath Temple and alert Meridia's priests. I'll meet you there as soon as I can.
Warn the priests? Shouldn't I attempt to stop the ritual?
You'll be going up against the Coven by yourself. Warn the priests. If there's an opportunity to safely stop or delay the ritual, by all means, but don't take any unnecessary chances. I still don't want to lose another partner. Good luck.
Alright, I'll see you at the temple after you warn the High King. I guess she's just gonna stand there. I thought it'd be funny to make a character like this because there's a lot of Argonian Argonian NPCs that I've encountered on my adventures in this game.
Disaster has befallen Kilcreath Temple.
Like one character was like walks in shadow. You've probably seen some of the names that popped up when I'm streaming this. Runs in Wild. Something with Dances with Reed or something like Sees All Colors. Names like that. I was telling Cindy, I was like, I'm going to create me an Argonian with shocking powers and name him or her Rubs Feet on Carpet. Thought that'd be funny. And it was.
Don't be alarmed. I mean you no harm. But there are Harrow fiends swarming around Kilcreath Temple who do. Head back to safety before they find you.
I was sent to warn the temple priest.
I'm sorry, but you're too late. An unnatural storm struck the temple and now the entire area is overrun by vampires and Harrow fiends.
What are Harrow fiends? And for that matter, who are you?
Harrow fiends are feral vampires, a byproduct of the unnatural Harrow storm. As for me, I am Fenorian of House Ravenwatch.
Bog Batch season ended August 13.
Wow.
They were shipped to Solitude in ancient urns.
Got probably a lot to catch up on. I can't remember the last episode we've seen. The last episode that comes to mind was the bounty hunter that was also in Mandalorian. Tried to kidnap the little girl who was played by the Asian actress who was also in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Agent she was what's his name's best friend in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent Mo? No, that doesn't sound right. Oh. Man, my brain is... You know who I'm talking about, though. That's all that matters. I found urns and crates smuggled into Solitude. They seem to be related to the Icereach Coven.
Yes. I've run into the Coven as well. The urns and the stolen remains play a part in a ritual to summon the storms. If you're willing, I could use your assistance. I need to finish my investigation of the site to see what else I can learn.
Texting my wife. She said she was off work. No, Agent May. Melinda May, played by Ming Na Wen, who also played the bounty hunter on Bad Batch and the sniper bounty hunter on... Well, she's also a sniper on that too, but... I think the time frame of Bad Batch takes place a few decades before the Star Wars Bounty Hunter TV show. Oh man. Lord have mercy. Hopefully Disney Plus doesn't log me out. Mandalorian. God. I just said Mandalorian like a few moments ago, and then I couldn't think of it. Alright. What do you need me to do?
I could use your help to examine the strange pikes erected around the temple. Harrow fiends and vampires roam the area, making it difficult to get close. Hence the need for your assistance. You see, I'm not that confident in my combat prowess.
What exactly happened in Kilcreath Temple?
The Icereach Coven performed a ritual that unleashed a Harrow storm on the temple. It struck without warning and evaporated as quickly as it began. But in its wake, it left behind Harrow fiends. Innocent priests and pilgrims transformed into monsters.
What's a Harrow storm?
That's what I heard the Icereach Coven call the storm that struck Kilcreath Temple. It's magical in nature. The result of some sort of ritual performed by the witches. I'm still investigating, but I think the Harrow fiends are a byproduct of the storm.
What's House Ravenwatch?
House Ravenwatch is one of the noble houses of Rivenspire. Our liege, Count Verandus, has dedicated us to the cause of peaceful coexistence between mortals and those of the vampiric persuasion. That often makes us defenders of Tamriel.
Icereach Coven is comprised of witches, not vampires?
True, but I've seen evidence of a vampiric connection. At the very least, the material they transported from Bankurai included the remains of ancient vampires. They were part of an army that was defeated in the First Era. The Grey Host.
The Grey Host?
An army that consisted of vampires and werewolves, led by King Styriek and Verkarth. They were eventually defeated by the garrison at Bankurai in High Rock. It all happened a very long time ago, but such remains radiate with arcane power.
Aren't you a vampire?
Is it that obvious? But have no fear. As a member of House Ravenwatch, I have pledged to never take blood from an unwilling subject. I assure you, I'm only here to help.
How can a vampire help stop the Icereach Coven?
I am much more than just a vampire. In addition to being an agent of House Ravenwatch, I am a master alchemist and an expert in arcane studies. I do try to avoid direct violence, though, to make sure I never give in to temptation.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I gotta go this way. That was weird. My screen stopped for a moment. Hey, there's Vampire Sabercat. And there was 6 gold coins on that Sabercat. Shocking, I know. Yes, he died very quickly. Man, I don't know if I've told you this pun before. I recently learned it a few weeks ago when I went to eat breakfast with some friends of ours. 6:30 is the best time in the whole world. Hands down. Hands down, buddy. That's a very wide AoE. Alchemical residue. The pungent remnants of an alchemical mixture found on a depleted witch pike.
An alchemical residue? That should prove useful. It's depleted. Just ordinary sticks and rope now. Interesting.
I found a recipe to make some jasmine tea. I'm gonna be a high-fledged lizard tea-making fool. Let's go to my inventory. Spawnable items. Increases magic recovery. I drunk some jasmine tea. I feel refreshed. A Harrow fiend. Oh, that's just a bird. I thought maybe it was like a... Before seeing what it was called, or not seeing what it was called, I thought maybe it'd be a vampire bird or something. Sucking my lizard blood. I feel violated.
Can you feel the lingering energy? That's Daedric, if I'm not mistaken.
I think vampires would like lizard blood. If they're cold-blooded.
These depleted witch pikes expended a lot of power to summon the Harrow Storm. Now they're just ordinary sticks, but even in this state, they tell us much about the ritual that flowed through them.
Remind me, what did we learn by examining the depleted witch pikes?
I'm sure now that the pikes play a significant role as focal points for the storm ritual. The prepared pikes are depleted as the ritual runs its course, but I sensed lingering energy, including a Daedric taint. And we found an intriguing residue.
What's the significance of the residue?
It's the remains of an alchemical poultice that was spread over the pikes. Smells like rotting fungus, doesn't it? With a little study, I should be able to identify each ingredient in its makeup. Then I can begin to understand the ritual.
Should we take a closer look at the temple now?
One other thing I want to check first. I noticed the pilgrims leading a cart away from the temple right before the storm hit. Coven members could have tried to slip away among the innocents. The cart should be along the road south of the temple.
Let's go check it out. I thought I was done talking to him.
These depleted witch pipes, I'm sure.
That big statue up there, that's also in the game Skyrim. There's a huge, or decent-sized quest revolving that goddess, a great bear. That bear's scratching his back on the tree. He said, "Oh, that feels so good."
Strange. They're alive, but unresponsive. Check the crates and see if they contain the smuggled items.
Dust and ashes. The only evidence that the smuggled funerary urns were in is this hidden compartment is the dusting of ashes.
Did you find anything of interest in the crate?
The crate was empty except for some dust and ash.
I can't believe anyone knowingly involved would have let themselves be exposed to the storm. Perhaps the pilgrims were tricked into transporting the crate. Or maybe it was slipped into their cart.
Should we check on the temple now?
Yes, of course. Though I fear what we may find there. The temple was clearly at the center of the storm. Regardless, there's still a lot we don't know about the effects of this ritual. Observing the target area could offer new insights.
Let's head to the temple. Oh, I hit the wrong button last time. That's what it was. I backed out instead of hitting X. That was my fault. I didn't acknowledge. I reversed. Backed out of the conversation. Out of the convo! About a month or two, I'm gonna contact the company that a police officer told me about called Area Wide Protective. See if they have any officer jobs available with them. Those guys make around $20 an hour, and if you're with a company long enough, you go up to $35 an hour. And that's a whole lot more than what I make right now. And you're just an officer who sits at like road construction sites around interstates and highways and stuff, while the workers work on the road and direct traffic. You're just sitting there in case something happens, and you can, I guess, administer first aid or call in some authorities or deal with anything crazy that I guess that was to happen.
These are temple priests and pilgrims. It seems the storm killed them. I'll need to perform more tests. But from what we've seen, I believe the storm affects mortals in 3 distinct ways. It kills them, transforms them into harrow fiends, or leaves them mindless. I suppose I'd say it harrowed those poor pilgrims.
So what do we do next?
I want to learn more about the ritual, and how it produces the harrow storms. And I need to confirm my theories about the storm's effects. I'll start by examining the residue from the witch pike to identify the components used to power the ritual.
What do you need to examine? What do you need to examine the residue? What do you need? What do you need to examine the residue?
My alchemical equipment. It's extremely fragile, so I left it in my pack. I hid it among a copse of trees once I saw all the vampires and harrow fiends. Once I retrieve it, I can find a place to begin my analysis.
They're supposed to do a new Blade movie with the black actor that was in Luke Cage, Season 1, who played Roach. No, not Roach. Copperhead. Who played Copperhead in Luke Cage. I'm not sure how well he is experienced in martial arts, but he seems to be a pretty good actor, though. What in God's green earth? Kind of startled me. I was like, what?
That's close enough, Leech.
Wait, wait! I'm not part of the coven!
Yeah. Filming
I
for
made it back
Blade
just in
begins in
time.
2022.
Vampires, and that one was about to make a meal out of you.
Cool. That's Fenorian of House Ravenwatch. He's investigating the Eye Screech Coven, just like us.
House Ravenwatch. I've heard of them, but he's a long way from Rivenspire. Well, if you're willing to trust a vampire, I suppose I can too. I spotted a Coven Witch. If we hurry, we might be able to catch her.
A Coven Witch? Where?
On the cliff overlooking the temple. Calls herself Sister Embrit. I was going to rush her, but I wanted to make sure you hadn't run afoul of any of these monsters first. No offense, Fen. Come on. If we're lucky, the witch is still up there.
Alright.
Perhaps I could question the witch before you introduce her to your impressive axe blade?
Suppose I can talk to her before you introduce yourself to your impressive axe blade? Trying to get past these vampires without having to fight them all. I'm a level 1 fighter. Yeah. No help from Lyra, huh? Got it. I thought Lyris and them were gonna follow me. I guess not. It would have been handy to have the aid of Lyris and Vampire.
The ritual needs refinement.
Kill her before she can summon another storm.
Willing sacrifices. How nice.
Sacrifice? I'd rather give you my axe, witch.
prisoner. No matter. I found something. This way?
Go with your vampire friend. I'm gonna look around here.
Okay. Have fun. Yeah, she's got like a little dragonfly pet following her around. Cindy would love that. She loves dragonflies.
Do you see? These are the same as the urns smuggled from Bankarai. They didn't just shatter. They exploded. I can sense traces of magicka clinging to the shards that matched the energy used in the storm ritual. These other fragments, though.
Other fragments?
All this rubble scattered around didn't just come from these urns. The texture and patterns are different. They appear to have used the funerary dust in the urns to summon the Harrow Storms. But I'm not sure what was inside the larger vessels.
Just checking on my wife to see if she's still at work. Larger vessels?
Look at the shape of the fragments. They come from a hollow receptacle of some sort. Something at least as tall as you. Perhaps larger. Just another piece of the puzzle. Maybe when I analyze the witchpike residue, an answer will suggest itself.
Come to Solitude with us. There must be a place there where you can set up your equipment.
Thank you, but no. I try to avoid large population centers. The temptation. You understand. I'll find someplace nearby, but out of the way where I can set up my equipment and work undisturbed. I'll send word when I have something to report.
Do you have a location in mind?
I met a clever woman who lives in the bog near Morthal. Old Mjolnir's a dying breed among the Nords, a practitioner of the old magic. The locals both admire and fear her. If anyone can help me untangle the Coven's ritual, it's her.
What makes you think old Mjolnir can help?
Mjolnir's experience with the old ways and reach magic make her ideally suited to assist me in this endeavor. She's the closest thing to an expert we're likely to find out here. At least one who doesn't want to feed our eyes to a harpy.
Where is Morthal?
Western Skyrim consists of 3 holds. Hothengar, Hjalmarch, and Carthald. Morthal is the capital of Hjalmarch. It's located southeast of Solitude, along the River Hjal. Old Mjolnir lives in the marshlands nearby.
Have you dealt with anything like this before?
The Raven Watch has had to curtail rogue vampire clans, and put down feral blood fiends on occasion, but I've never dealt with anything like this before. People turning into Harrow fiends, or becoming mindless harrowed. It's a nightmare.
Right. You had a theory about the effects of the Harrow Storm.
Yes, but more research is required to confirm anything. Still, from what we observed here, it appears the Harrow Storm produced 3 distinct results in those caught within it. It turned them into Harrow fiends, or harrowed, or it simply killed them.
So, what did your vampire friend discover?
Horn Finneran thinks the Harrow Storms create the Horror Fiends and the Harrowed.
Reach Witches summoning magical storms to create feral vampires? That's horrible, but to what purpose? Well, that's the next puzzle to solve. First, we need to get this information to the Queen. Here. This was for Brondel, but it's yours now.
Thanks.
Queen Gerhild needs to hear what we discovered at Kilcreath Temple. Hopefully that will be enough for her to get us an audience with High King Svargrim.
Do we have enough evidence to convince the King and Queen of the danger?
The Queen seemed reasonable. She'll believe us. As for Svargrim, who can tell? I haven't met the man, but everything I've heard describes him as prideful, arrogant, and hard-headed. Even with the Queen's help, there's no guarantee.
So what do we do if High King Svargrim refuses to see us?
I'd like to knock down the palace door, grab him by the throat, and shake him until he listens. That would probably start a war, though, and Yoren specifically asked me to avoid that. For now, let's bring our evidence to Queen Gerhild.
Okay, let's go.
If there's anything else we need to discuss, let's get it out of the way now, before we return to Solitude.
Why do you think Ice Reach Coven wants to turn people into horror fiends?
Hey, you and Fenorian came to that conclusion, not me.
Fenorian.
Still, it makes as much sense as anything. As to why, I have no idea. This connection to vampires, though, that's troubling. We should keep Fen away until we get into Svargrim's good graces.
Fenorian is going to seek help from a clever woman near Morthal.
A clever woman? Out here? Nords are extremely distrustful of magic, especially Nords from western Skyrim. I'm surprised the people of Morthal tolerate her presence. If anyone can help Fen figure out the Coven's ritual, though, it would be her.
Should we help them with the research?
Our priority remains getting an audience with High King Svargrim. We need to convince him that the Ice Reach Coven is a threat to his kingdom, and get him to help us stop them. Let's return to Solitude and present our findings to the Queen.
This may be a weird question, but what's a clever woman?
Clever men and women are Nords with an aptitude for magic.
Oh.
Though most use the term to refer to practitioners of the old ways. They're rare. Not the usual adepts found at the Mages Guild. Distrust of magic runs deep in Skyrim, especially out here.
Why do people in Skyrim distrust magic?
Could be that the elves our ancestors fought soured our taste for magic. Or maybe there weren't enough skalds singing about wizards going to Sovngarde. Might be that Nords just prefer their natural talents. Either way, magic isn't popular here.
Okay. Let's head to Solitude. That'd be cool if I got on a horse that she'd hop on her own horse. And we'd ride together. Heading towards Solitude. Dang, like Lyris. She's sprinting. What? Where'd she go? She just disappeared? I was gonna follow her. She disappeared on me, dude. That's not cool. Man, it's it. Well, we got about 23 minutes. I knew it'd have been almost 2 hours, but I wasn't sure. Excuse me. Horrible. Okay, that was weird. He didn't have a quest marker on his head. That was weird. I guess I missed the opportunity probably to slip through that portal, but I don't know where it would have sent me. Man, I was sleeping so good this morning. I did not want to get out of bed. My back's finally gotten used to the new mattress that my parents gave me. They bought these therapeutic mattresses like a year ago. They spent almost $4,000. About $4,000 on the mattresses and box springs. And didn't really like them. Dad slept on his, but my mom was a bit more picky. She only slept like maybe 5 nights on her mattress. They got two mattresses, like I guess you would say they were twin size, but you put them together makes a king. And they got the box springs are like motorized. the head and feet can raise up and down to make them, I guess, so they can get out of bed easier. But Mom and Dad didn't really end up liking them, so they ended up getting a new mattress. And they gave us the old one. It's always funny watching people get their ass kicked by the guards. I've got my butt handed to me a dozen times. Oh, I wouldn't say a dozen. A handful of times. Where I've accidentally killed somebody or stolen something. That was weird. Oh, NPC popped out of nowhere. I accidentally shot somebody with my flaming staff. I was like, hey, it's Scooby. I was trying to test it to see what kind of effect it does when you hold it.
Please, I was once like you.
I don't care. I was trying to, like, do this. But only the electric staff, and I think, yeah, only the electric staff can charge like this. The fire and the ice, they shoot projectiles. Even with a light jab. Well, this does that. You can't just hold it and let go on the other two.
What do you want?
I want a large pizza, supreme, large soda, and some garlic bread. Yeah.
Help! Assassins in the palace! Help!
That's one of the Queen's attendants. Let's get inside.
Now my wife's on her way home. Finally. She said she was doing some kind of survey earlier.
Be strong, Svanna.
Mother! No! No!
Svanna, your father, the kingdom. Watch over.
Mother!
Oh, the mother was
No!
killed.
You can't die! Mother!
Sire, the assassins might return. You must get to somewhere safe.
Have Yoren's lackeys come to gloat?
We came here to warn you, Your Highness.
And yet my wife lies dead.
If you had listened to us...
Like she did. If I determine Yoren had a hand in this, there will be war! Someone take care of my wife!
Father, please.
This didn't turn out good.
Gods, what a disaster. The Queen's been assassinated and Svargrim still refuses to listen to reason. We need to find a way to set things right.
How did an assassin get that close to the Queen?
Good question. The guards should have been able to handle a run-of-the-mill assassin. This could be connected to the Icereach Coven. In fact, I'd wager my axe that it is.
So what do we do now?
Look around. See if you can find any indication of how the assassin got in and out of the palace so easily. Maybe even turn up something that ties the murderer to the Coven. I'll make sure the princess is all right.
I'll see what I can find. First, I'm gonna read a book really quick. 'Cause I'm a speed reader. Icereach Coven Medallion. Its cord broken, found laying among shards of glass beneath a window. A broken window near the scene of the Queen Gerald's assassination. Well, it's a small opening. They couldn't have gotten in that way unless a projectile was shot through the window. But that looks like a stained glass. It'd be cool if you could see outside through that crack right there. That'd be cool.
Svanna's taking this pretty hard. I suppose most daughters feel close to their mothers. Not that I'd know, I never knew my mother. Sorry, don't mind me. Did you find anything that might lead us to the assassin?
I found this in a medallion nearby, beneath a broken window.
We've seen these medallions before. On the Reachman near Kilcreath. And I saw them on the witches in Icereach. The assassin definitely seems to be in league with the Coven. But can we get Svargrim to believe that and accept the danger he's in?
He seemed pretty angry to me.
Svargrim has every right to be angry. He watched his wife die right before his eyes. But he's the High King. He doesn't have the right to be stupid. Time to make Svargrim confront some hard truths. Come on, the Sword Thane led the king upstairs.
Lead the way.
We need to see the High King.
I should think not. The High King is in mourning. He's not to be disturbed.
The Queen's wasn't the only life lost today. Now get out of our way.
Go right in.
Your Highness, please. Your kingdom is in grave danger.
My queen's blood hasn't yet cooled, and already Yoren's lackeys hound me.
We have proof that the Coven threatening your kingdom is responsible for the Queen's death. Show him, partner.
Does Yoren think me so weak that he believes his half-giant can twist my arm and fill my head with lies? I am not so easily duped, outsider.
It's not Joran you need to be concerned with. It's the Icereach Coven.
Reach witches? They pose no threat. We've beaten back those wild dogs time and time again, while our brothers to the east bow down to a poetry-writing milk drinker. I will not be lectured on such matters by the likes of you.
Have you heard about the horror storm that struck Kilcreath? It turned your people into horror fiends.
Tales told around campfires to scare the children. Storms happen here all the time, and none of them spawn monsters. The last spy who spoke of such things, well, he no longer speaks of such things. I am the Wolf of Solitude. I know my enemies.
Your wife asked us to bring you proof. That might be why the Coven killed her.
You dishonor my wife's name by letting it pass through your treacherous lips. Away with you! And pray I don't find evidence that ties you to the Queen's murder. That would not go so well for you.
You are an ignorant piece of crap old man.
We'll leave you to your grief, Your Highness.
I hope you stub your toe on the table or the bed. These lucky Legos don't exist.
Is it true? Mother told me you were working for her before she...
I'm sorry, Svanna. I would have saved her if I could.
My mother. She told me she gave the mighty Lyris Titanborn an important task. Tell me, what were you doing for my mother?
We were gathering evidence to convince the High King of a threat to your kingdom.
Threat? What threat? And do you think this is why someone came into the palace and killed her?
The Icereach Coven has come to Western Skyrim. It looks like they've killed the Queen.
And did you tell my father all this? Is he rallying the soldiers? Alerting the other holds?
The High King won't listen to us. He thinks this is all some plot of the Skull King.
My father sees Yoren's plots everywhere, even in his spicy venison stew. Well, I won't let my mother's death be for nothing. She trusted you, and so will I. My father be damned. Please, find whoever did this and stop them.
We'll do what we can, Your Highness.
I saw the assassin. He moved fast. Unbelievably fast. He leaped through the window after stabbing my mother.
Oh.
By that time the guards had gathered, so I guess he decided to flee.
He was a vampire.
Try to follow his trail. Someone outside must have seen something.
That's why he was able to fly through such a small hole in the window. He was like in mist form, kind of. Did you get a look at the assassin?
He was fast, that's for certain. Here and gone before the guards could even draw their swords.
Wow.
Other than that, I didn't get a good look. The inside of me? When Horkers fly, maybe. But probably not even then. He gave up on me a long time ago. I'm sorry. I'm no use to you. No use to anyone.
I heard what your mother told you. She didn't believe that, and neither should you.
I'm not my mother. Never will be. But I swear I'll do whatever I can to help you. You have my word on that.
You gonna be alright?
No. My mother... The last time we spoke, I hurled a mug at her.
No.
But I came when she summoned me. Just in time to see her murdered. I need to pull myself together. She asked me to watch over my father. The kingdom. I can't let her down.
Come on, Princess. Let's get you somewhere safe.
Nothing noble about me.
This here's beard. What is that terrible smell?
Murder mystery. See, this guy, once you get past level 50, you start getting champion points. This guy's level 1,217. Or it might be a woman playing that. It's hard to tell these days. I mean, I have a female character too.
Right.
I'm probably gonna play her later, maybe, or tomorrow.
My wife, she is like ice, so cold, so pale. All the warmth sucked out of her.
What happened to her?
There was a commotion at the palace. Everyone was headed that way, except one man. No, not a man. He wore an eye patch, but his face was bestial. He dragged her along like a bone between a dog's teeth. Then he tossed her aside, pale as snow.
Where did this man go?
He was fast, so fast. Ran to the Hall of the Dead. He never even looked back at what he had done.
Will you pray with me for these poor souls? Cut down and bound for the Hall of the Dead much too soon.
Tell me what happened here.
It was a monster, a vampire. I have seen such creatures before, but this one wore an eye patch. It moved like a shadow and took sustenance from these poor souls. I called upon Arkay's grace, and the vampire fled before his sacred presence.
Which way did he flee?
Toward the main gate. I pray the guard finished off the depraved creature before it took another innocent life.
You again? Didn't I warn you about putting your nose where it doesn't belong?
A priest and a vampire came this way. Is that what happened here?
A vampire? I don't know what you're talking about. But whoever it was tore out Senolia's throat and fled through the gate before I could stop him. What do you know about all this? And why is it any of your business?
This is the guy who approached me after the first character gave me the quest. The vampire assassinated Queen Gerald. Princess Savannah asked me to track him down.
The Queen's dead? What about the High King? He'll have my head for letting the assassin slip away.
Your head is probably the least of your worries once the High King hears about this.
Yeah. It's not like I opened the gate and let him slink off. The real problem's at the palace. No more questions. I've got to secure the gate and take care of poor Sonolia.
This is Svargrim's fault. He should have heeded us from the start. Damn Svargrim and his distrust of Yoren. How many more of his people have to die before he accepts the truth and lets us help him? Forget that for now. Tell me about the assassin. Did anyone get a good look at the murderer?
The assassin killed more people as he fled out of the city gate. A priest identified him as a vampire.
That would explain the assassin's swiftness and ability to escape so easily. We knew the Icereach Coven had vampires on their side, but using them so blatantly. Anything else to report?
Other than the assassin was a vampire who wore an eye patch and escaped? No.
Well then, time to fight fire with fire. They've got evil vampires and we've got a friendly one. Let's find out exactly what your friend Fen knows about vampire clans in the area. Where did you tell me Fen was going again?
Fenarian? He said he was going to see a clever woman near Mortha.
Right, to research the ritual. Go find them and see what you can learn. I'll stay with Savannah. Bring her up to speed on everything we've uncovered. We're going to need her to get the High King to trust us. And I'm calling him Fen. It's simpler.
Fen it is. I'll find him and see if he can help us track down the Queen's assassin. Ooh, she got bone armor. That was dragon bone armor she was wearing right before I walked out the gate. Okay, I'm listening to streaming for 2 hours. Did I get a skill point? No. Alright. Cool. Colossal Maddie. Alright, Lan, and anybody else who decided to watch this later. Thank y'all for watching. I'll be back on tomorrow at 9 AM Central to do 2 to 3 hours of Mass Effect 2. Oh, well, no, I won't. Gotta take Jack to the vet tomorrow at 11:30, so I won't be on tomorrow morning. Be Saturday morning at 9 AM. Saturday morning at 9 for 2 or 3 hours of Mass Effect. I forgot what day it was when I'm there. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave me a like to help support my channel if you enjoyed the stream. And subscribe if you want to see more streams and videos from me. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications when I do streams and uploads. And getting close to 100 subscribers, let me know in the comments what you'd like me to do to celebrate my 100th subscriber on my channel. Try to get the Mass Effect series done before October. I want to do either Alien Isolation for the month of October or another game that I have on my hard drive that I've been saving to play for Halloween. Until then, I'll see you guys Saturday morning and have a good day. Thank you for watching.